Hi everyone. I thought I'd start by introducing myself. My name's Christie Lewis and I'm an NHS GP and a private health and life coach. So my areas of expertise are in stress, anxiety and burnout. Having experienced burnout myself, I'm hugely passionate in helping people to recognise the signs of when they're stressed or anxious, how to manage those signs and symptoms, and how to prevent burning out. So I've been asked to give you a quick video on how to stay healthy in isolation. So I'm going to be sharing with you my 5 top tips. So we're in a very bizarre time at the moment. You know, it's hugely uncertain, very unsettling, particularly having to work from home, juggling work life with family life potentially, and also it can be very anxiety provoking with all of this going on. So I'm trying to give you some tips on how to remain positive and how to keep yourself physically and mentally well. So my first tip is stick to a routine. Now, obviously, if you're working from home, you're going to have a natural routine already. You're going to have to work between your normal working hours. However, if you're not working from home for whatever reason, then you don't have any purpose or structure to your day, so you need to create it yourself. But even then, even if you are working from home, I really would recommend having a morning routine particularly, just to start the day well. So get up at your usual time and maybe, make yourself a healthy breakfast or do some exercise or stretches, maybe do a meditation, and just have a really lovely morning just to start the day well before you start work and sit down. And then try and stick to your usual working hours. Whatever those working hours usually are for you, try and stick to them. And during that time, have your usual lunch break, have your usual rest breaks, but then make sure you clock off at the usual time so that you have a lovely evening of on your own or with your family or whoever you're with. And so it's really important that you keep to that structure. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard for you to stay motivated and disciplined. I really would recommend also getting up, dressed, ready as if you are about to work, with your makeup on if you're female, because otherwise that again just changes your mindset and you really want to feel ready for work, and so it just gives you a sense of motivation and probably improves your productivity. I would also recommend that if you don't have a structure to your day, for example, if you're not working, then I really would give yourself, set your intentions or goals for the day so that you do have purpose. You need to create your own structure essentially. So I really would set yourself an intention or a goal or several goals for your day before you start the day. And also make sure that your workspace is nice and tidy, neat and clear, ready for your day to start, because otherwise you're just going to be unproductive and demotivated and it's going to affect your mental health. My second tip is to keep your body active. So I know we can go out once a day at the most for like a walk or a run, but if that's not for you and we're having to stay indoors, then we need to be creative. So even if you've got a tiny amount of space in your flat or your house, you can always do some exercise. Thankfully, we're hugely lucky that we can access lots and lots of online workouts on YouTube, social media, and we can be creative. You don't have to have a home gym at home. You can be creative with different weights and things and just use your own body weight. But also you could maybe use this opportunity to explore something new. If you've never tried yoga or Pilates or Tai Chi, you could take this opportunity to maybe learn something new. And also make sure that if you are working from home that you're taking regular breaks from sitting. I'm sure you do this anyway in your office, but it's important to be self-disciplined and make sure that you're having regular breaks to avoid you from having any neck or back issues. And also just to keep your body moving to help improve your mental health and your motivation. My third tip is to keep your mind active. Now, obviously this is less important if you're working from home because you're going to be keeping your mind active with work. But if you're not working from home and for whatever reason you can't work, you're going to have to keep your mind active for your mental health. So my top tip here is to maybe be creative. Have you been wanting to do an online course that you haven't got round to doing, that you could maybe start? Or is there maybe a hobby or a new skill that you want to learn? And maybe this is an amazing opportunity for you to start that. Is there some DIY that you've been meaning to do for ages and you've put off, which you could start? Or maybe just tidy the house, do some spring cleaning, or maybe learn how to cook or bake. You know, we have to be creative in this very unprecedented time. And so just keeping your mind active with something new will really help your mental well-being. My fourth tip is to communicate. Now, if you are living with your family or your partner, then obviously you're going to be communicating daily. But if you're on your own, this is so important. Pick up the phone, speak to your neighbours, check in on them. Are they okay? Speak to your family, your friends. Open up a video conference call, not a conference call, but you know what I mean, like a video call, and get people involved. Have a laugh. Don't forget that communicating is so important for our mental well-being. And this is an amazing opportunity to pick up that phone and speak to your long lost friend that you haven't spoken to in ages. Just please keep that communication going. And if you need to, have somebody who you can hold accountable. Keep in touch with each other just to make sure that you're all okay. And my final tip is to stay positive. So this is a really difficult time, as I've already said, and we all know it is. And so staying positive is going to be really key for our mental health. And so my tips here are to, firstly, do gratitude practice. Now, if you've never heard of this before, all it is saying 3 things you're grateful for that day. Whether you say it first thing in the morning or towards the end of the day, you can even involve your family. But however bad your day has been, you can always think of something you're grateful for. And it's a lovely way of turning negative thoughts into positive ones. So I really urge you to start doing gratitude practice every day. I would also think about doing some meditation if you're struggling with anxiety or feeling stressed, because meditation can really help change your mindset and make it more positive. And there are lots of apps out there that you can do guided meditation, or if you just want to sit on your own for 10 minutes, just breathing, that's a form of meditation. And it really is life-changing if you've never done it before. Another thing you can do is positive affirmations. Now it might sound a bit woo-woo to you, but saying positive things to yourself and positive things out loud really changes the way your brain perceives things. So if you're telling your body and you're telling the world that things are okay and positive, your body will believe it, and it will really help your mindset. I think the main thing is that we just need to take this strange time as an opportunity. And although there's a lot going on, and you might know people who have become unwell with the virus, or you might be unwell yourself, we just need to get through this together and try and stay as positive as possible, and almost take this as an opportunity to try and learn new things for self-development, or for picking up the phone to people you haven't spoken to in ages. I just urge you to try and see the positive things that are coming out from this dreadful time. So I hope you found these 5 top tips helpful. If you want to find out more about me and what I do, my coaching, then please head over to my website, www.drchristielewis.com, and I've got lots of other posts around self-isolation, anxiety and stress on my social media at Dr. Christie Lewis. So please feel free to message me or get in contact. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you all stay safe, healthy and positive.